Hi there, Lifting Consciousness Soul family. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Of course, this being the festive period at the moment, for those of you who may celebrate Christmas or may not, you may celebrate something alternative. Of course, recognizing this period, I hope that you've had time to rest and rebalance, recuperate, and that you are now sort of looking ahead to the new year. I'm recording this on the 29th of December, so we're not quite at the end of 2022 at the moment, but we are approaching it imminently. So, of course, naturally, those thoughts coming up about what this year might have taught us and what we're wanting to do to set our intentions moving forward into 2023. So, of course, sending you love wherever you are in the world. And just glance at the bottom there, Ten of Swords. So what are we walking away from? We're walking towards something and away from something. Yeah, we're walking away from 2022, moving into 2023. So as I'm recording this on the 29th of December, Mercury is now retrograde in Capricorn, in Saturn's home. So of course, Saturn very much about structure and order, but also karma as well. So when you recognize Mercury in terms of our thoughts, any negative thought patterns or limiting self-doubts, beliefs, all of that, it could be challenging that. Of course, retrogrades being that period for us to go within, truly introspect. Think of, the hermit in tarot, and it'd be interesting if it comes out today, but think of the hermit going within and truly having that introspection. What is it that this retrograde period is teaching us? What is it teaching you in terms of our thoughts, in terms of our communication with others? And today, as I'm recording this video, Mercury is actually conjunct Venus, so it could relate to romance, doesn't have to. It could just simply relate to connections that you have where there is love, something that you enjoy doing, something that gives you emotional fulfillment, or has done, or maybe you think has done. Because this is now challenging, it's bringing order to the situation. The retrograde asking us to really go within so that we can introspect, and then we know what to release in order for us to renew. So let's see what the cards hold. I've got the Lightseers Tarot. Okay, and this is going to be a general reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. There are a lot of you out there in the collective, and it's not going to resonate for everybody. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If none of it resonates, that's fine. Walk on by, no problem at all. But if it resonates and it helps you in some way, then that is what I'm here to do, to just deliver messages of empowerment and something that may trigger you within in terms of your own soul growth. Okay, it's all for a positive reason. So let's see what we have. And it's interesting that that one flipped out, which is the Five of Swords, which is that mental conflict, inner conflict within the mind, the thoughts. Okay, general reading. Let's see what we have. What do we have for the collective, please? 29th of December, in terms of this Mercury retrograde. What does the collective need to know for their highest good? Messages, of course, from the pure white light. They came out together. We've got two major arcana. The Hierophant reverse in the world. Okay, what else do we have, please? That's too many, but what I will take is the one that's landed for us. The Lovers in reverse. Okay, this could relate to a soulmate connection. Doesn't have to, because the Lovers can also represent a choice. So far, we've got major arcana energy. Oh, and more major arcana energy. Page of Pentacles with the Judgment card. Okay, and that one wants to come out as well. Ace of Wands. On the bottom, Four of Wands. That union, that harmony that we're striving for. That celebratory energy. The alignment of the 11-11. Let's see what we have. All right, so we've got the Hierophant with the World. This is all about a cycle here. Very much so, I'm getting that very clearly. This is all about a cycle, and there needs to be some awakening to this cycle because we have the Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant can also, of course, represent marriage, tradition. So it might be that this energy is calling for you to actually step into a new cycle by moving out of traditions that are not serving you. But what I'm feeling first and foremost is that there is some enlightenment needed. This is that spiritual ascension. There is some enlightenment needed because it's in reverse about a cycle. And it could be a cycle that needs to be closed out, because this is, of course, the last card of the Major Arcana suite. This will involve a choice, Lovers in reverse. If this is resonating in relation to a connection, and there is a cycle where perhaps there's been fear around enlightenment regarding this connection, whether it's one that needs to close out or whether it's one that is a cycle that's coming back around, however it resonates for you. There is magnetic energy here, but a choice needs to be made. There is almost fear around this because it's in reverse, but a choice needs to be made to allow for expansion. What I see when I look at this card, and it also happens on the wheel in this deck as well, is the pose that this person is doing reminds me of the Jupiter glyph. Jupiter, of course, being all about hope, but expansion predominantly is the gas giant, expanding that energy. But this is offering a new beginning. This is expanding the energy to offer that abundance. It's almost bringing in new expansive opportunities that will allow for stability, and in a grounded way as well. All right, so the page here is actually holding on to this pentacle. Think of it as the Ace of Pentacles, this new stable beginning, and saying, I'm here to expand this for you. It's allowing the energy to come to fruition though. And what I'm drawn to here is also, look at the circular shape that she's standing on. It's almost like it's connected to this cycle. It's connected to this cycle that somebody needs to wake up to put it in those terms. A cycle that can offer the expansion, but this is where a choice needs to be made here, because there is magnetism to this cycle that is available, but are you going to take it? This is very much that Jupiter glyph that I see, just with my own Piscean way of seeing and intuiting a card here. I'm always drawn to the Jupiter glyph when I look at this. New expansive possibilities. And of course, it came out with Judgment in reverse, another Major Arcana. So are you actually going to answer the calling to your soul? The calling of your soul. Apologies, Mercury Retrograde. Are you going to answer the calling of your soul here? Are you going to align with your soul, which is more in that fifth dimension, knowing what is going on here? Your 3D self, are you going to align with that 5D energy in order to recognize where the expansion is and where it isn't? As I look at the cards here as well, of course, we've got one more to go. The Page of Pentacles is actually facing away from this. So it's expansion in a different direction. Perhaps not within a current connection. It's expansion in a different direction. But that's where the 5D, knowing of what that is, again, trusting that enlightenment that needs to happen, aligning with the 5D self of knowing where that expansion is, and it's not in a current connection. Ace of Wands, again, that clarity coming in into the third eye. Clarity coming in. And I know that's more swords energy, but this is very much within the third eye. There is a spark within the third eye of that recognition. Once you align with that 5D self, you can suddenly realize within the third dimension of where that spark is and take the necessary action, because it's Wands energy. Let's get some more. Okay, what is the advice, please? Six of Cups. This could relate to a past life soulmate. What is the advice, please? Again, for the collective, pure white light. Oh, that one flipped, and then we've got three others. Wow. the wheel came out, of course, as I referred to it earlier. We've got 3 together, and again on the bottom, yeah, needing to actually walk away from something that is overburdening. This is a cycle closeout that is necessary. 6 of Cups, yeah, could be a past life soulmate where this emotional, spiritual, material fulfillment, 10 of Pentacles, it's like everything combined. It's the 10 of Cups plus more. It's got that loyalty as well. That relates to a past life soulmate. Now, this is very nostalgic. There's also vibes of kind of connecting with the inner child here as well, just as I'm looking to it. But there is also loyalty here with the dog. This is a double whammy of loyalty. You're getting loyalty from this past life soulmate. Again, it's a cycle. This is a cycle. This is a cycle. It definitely is where the abundance lies. And we've got 3 major arcana that came out together. This is heavy energy. We've got a lot of major arcana here. Death and rebirth. So that speaks for itself. There is some transformation that's needed here. Somebody has to accept what they need to transform. It's Scorpio energy. It's going to the depths. And we know that Pluto is at the end of Capricorn currently, also calling for that transformation within our structures. And our rules, our own rules that we're setting for ourselves. And this is, again, that enlightenment. So imagine if that enlightenment is there. So at the moment it's reversed. But once you step through that portal of rebirth and transformation, you can then connect with that 5D energy, align with your soul, recognize where the expansive opportunity is, and close out anything that isn't by making a choice. Allow the old to end for the new to begin, and get in line with where your intuition is sparking up when you have that revelation, when you have that epiphany, when you have that awakening. Because this is a past life soulmate that has got the potential to bring in the 10 of Pentacles energy for you. So with death and rebirth, we had the Magician in the reverse and the Wheel in reverse. So again, there you are. There's the Jupiter glyph. So look at the 2 together. That's just what I see when I look at it because of how their legs are. That's my intuitive interpretation of it. But remember, that came out reversed. So there needs to be balance. There isn't balance here. We see she is very balanced on the top of this wheel, stack of wheels, in fact, with the masculine and feminine energies, very balanced, very poised, very confident, not afraid to fall. The wheel can turn in her favor. Here, there is almost a resistance to the wheel turning, and that's creating stagnancy and delays. There's also a need to recognize that you have the power within to change this. You have the power to change this because you have death and rebirth. You can change this and then enable the wheel to turn in your favor, and that's what's going to bring in that abundance. Very powerful energy. How many major arcanas here? We've got the Hierophant, Taurus energy. We've got the World, which is all the fixed signs. Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. We've got the Lovers, Gemini. We've got Judgment, Libra. We've got Death and Rebirth, Scorpio. We've got the Magician, Gemini. We've got the Wheel, again, fixed energy there. So there is a lot of energy in this reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody, but this is saying there is a cycle that needs to close out, because a cycle is available that is going to bring in that abundance. And if you're not truly aligned with your 5D self in knowing what that is, think about soul contracts, all right? The 5D awareness, actually getting to the point of awakening to that, to align with it, and you will know inherently within, you've got the tools within you, what you need to transform, and that's going to give you the spark. Your intuition is going to enable you to move forward in terms of knowing what needs to be done and what can be done in the situation. But certainly with the 10 of Wands in reverse, this is about walking away from something that has been burdensome, and it's in the hidden energy. Because Knight of Swords in reverse underneath that, would indicate there is slow energy, because Knight of Swords is the fastest knight of the deck, but here he is reversed. So it's slow because something needs to close out. How many cycles have we seen? How many circles are on these cards? This is all about closing out a chapter to begin a new chapter. Even if the old chapter is negative self-talk. But those that it's resonating for will know if this relates to a connection. And those of you will know if it is a connection to do with another person, or if it's to do with work, project, whatever it might be, however it resonates. Let's see what we have to support with the wisdom of the oracle. More circles. And in fact, that card in this deck is round and round. So keep going round and round the old cycle. It's just going to repeat. It's not going to allow for that transformation. And that's when the tower moments come in for us. Community. Okay, what do we have, please, for the collective from the pure white light to support this reading? We actually don't have any swords in the spread. It's mostly major arcana, but we have Pentacles energy, which is bringing forth that stability, and Wands taking action, and Cups, the emotions, getting in tune with the emotions there. It's actually taking that mercurial energy out of it, of the overthinking, but an abundance of major arcana. Let's see what else we have. Thank you. I knew there was another one in there. Do we have any more? Thank you for the collective. Yeah, that one. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, the first one that came out was time for a nap. This could be literal, but I feel it's more metaphorical. This is about saying you need to go within and reflect on this. This is what this retrograde is all about. But you need to reflect on this. You need to truly go within and align yourself to the 5D self, to recognize where that abundance is. And this cycle, if you're aware of it, perhaps is coming back around for you to take notice of. And there is that need to awaken to it. So going within and actually, you know, meditating or whatever you do in terms of truly introspecting, that is calling for it at this time. So it's very timely for that. And it's certainly useful for us to do that as a regular practice anyway. But to go within, because if it's a cycle that you're aware of that's coming back round, you don't want to miss it. And that's why there is that choice that needs to be made, because there is great expansion that's coming in. Remember, Jupiter is now in Aries, so looking at the more shadow side, yes, that can of course bring those elements of the fieriness of Aries being ruled by Mars. It can heighten that. But looking at the positive side, it can enhance and heighten our sovereign energy of going after what we want. So use that Jupiter energy to your advantage and actually recognize where there is a cycle of expansion for you. Take the necessary action. It's all in your third eye and within your soul. You've got the tools within to understand what you need to transform. To be fair, that's the one that flipped out. This is very much Libra energy, but of course we had the Judgment card, which is Libra energy as well, that alignment. So this is a cycle that needs to be balanced out. To be fair, this is where there needs to be justice for this particular situation, whatever it is in your life, but it's something that can bring you the 10 of Pentacles energy. And this is amazing. The Fates. This is very much, I get such an ethereal feeling from this card because of the stars and because of the wings. It's very spiritual. This is recognizing a fated moment when you see it. This is recognizing that there are fated moments all the time. And you could currently be experiencing a fated moment to bring you to this enlightenment that's going to then enable you to pursue that expansion. But very much a fated moment. And again, with the stars, that's making me think of the star in tarot. So after the Tower moment, the star brings that healing energy, but it also brings that rebirth and renewal. And that's what we're looking at here with the death and rebirth in this particular spread. But recognizing that, again, with the retrograde, that is calling for us to really go within, introspect, so that we know what we need to release and renew. So it's all in the cards here. And on the bottom with message in a bottle, it could be that communication is needed, recognizing, of course, that during the retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde, communication can be affected by it. However, where there's a will, there's a way. That's what I always feel. So this is recognizing that if some communication is needed in relation to this, then communication is needed. And you could also be receiving messages. So it's also, because that's in reverse, it's also not blocking out those messages from your soul, those messages from your higher self, those messages from your intuition, those messages from your heart, and those messages from your spirit guides and your angels all around you, from the divine, from the pure white light. Those messages, don't block out those messages. They're trying to guide you in the right direction. Okay, and we'll finish with the Queen of the Moon. Let's go for the sovereign Queen of the Moon. And I just saw a butterfly, so that's a further reminder of transformation. And you might be thinking to yourself, I've gone through so much transformation already. How much more is there to go? We're always evolving. But when it relates to real expansion of ourselves, our surroundings, our opportunities, allowing that abundance to flow in, that's powerful. And certainly with all of the inner healing that we've had to go through, this is very much something that is then divinely intended for us, because the universe wants to give us that love and abundance, and we need to recognize we're worthy of it. That is one of the big things, recognizing we're worthy of it. Yeah, action is needed, because we've got action in reverse. Action is needed in this situation. The major arcana energy here is saying, Spirit, the divine is wanting something to move in this situation. There is a need to surrender to the divine. What was I just saying about listening and following the guidance from the divine, whether it comes through, via messages coming through clairvoyantly, whether it's clairaudient messages, whether it is actually through your meditations, through your intuition, through music. However you resonate with source messages, feelings, you're going to know. You're going to know. And that one flipped, thank you. Yes, there's the butterfly again. That's what I saw before. So that needed to come out. You need to focus on this situation. Focus to enable the transformation. And this, again, another circle here. Cycle closeout is needed. Because at the moment, this abundance that is waiting for you is stagnant. We want it to be like that. We want to allow that abundance to come in whatever form that is, but certainly divine abundance that is waiting for you. So use this retrograde period to truly go within and introspect on what cycles need to close out, where there might be cycles coming back around for you to take this opportunity, discerning between the two. That's very important as well, discerning between the two. If there are two, there might be more than two, but discerning between the cycles that are actually not serving you, those that are serving you from the point of view of a lesson, and those that are ready to serve you in ways that you can only dream of with the abundance. So use your intuition, go within and discern, but ask for that clarity from the pure white light, and recognize that if you align with your divine truth, the answers will come through. If you align with fear and negativity, it's just going to attract that more in. So try to use this retrograde period to go within and to recognize where the balance is, and where those fated moments are, what those opportunities are bringing you, what those opportunities are telling you, what lessons might have been showing up for you in order to move forward on your divine path. Major arcana energy here, so very much heightened energy, and I feel quite passionate about it. But go within, truly understand, connect with soul, connect with your intuition, connect with divinity, and your higher self will guide you. So I hope that finds you well. If you'd like a personal reading, check out the description box below, of course, and I'll see you next time. Take care.